y'all came down to celebrate the March birthdays. My mom and my husband's birthday is in March. Derrick's birthday was Wednesday, and mom's was on the 14th. So thank you, Mom. How was your week, Mom? We got a co-host.
I know. My week was great. It was busy.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm doing some new stuff at work, diversity stuff, and yeah. So I'm really busy. I'm happy.
Good. New stuff.
New responsibilities.
I love it, Ma. I love it. So I never have a co-host like right next to me, so I'm super excited. So we're my week has been pretty good.
I'm sorry. Yeah, your week. How was your week?
It was been pretty good. That's all I got.
That's all you got. That's good enough.
So how are you guys' week been? Just put it in the comments. Hope you had a great week. And of course, I have to start off with a fun little video. I always do that. So quit playing with me. Let me share a screen. Share audio. All right. So I love me some Hailey Bailey. Hey, Jermaine.
Hey, Jermaine.
And so she sung in her edition of SWV Rain on Me. So of course, this is our video for today. Play. It's beautiful. I can't escape it, so You better get it. I think she was like at the end, I'm done. But yeah, this was.
Oh my God.
Yes, I love her and her sister. If Beyonce and Rihanna is leaving them as the next runner-ups, I'm for it. I'm for them. I don't know if you guys have heard their album Ungodly Hour. That's been out for a while, but they are super dope. Her and Chloe are super dope. So I wanted to start out with that. So yeah. Hey Jermaine, how's your week been? My little niece is here, Mackenzie.
Say hi, Chris.
Say hi, everybody. Say hi. Say hi. You don't want to say hi? You don't want to?
She looking at
She looking at her grandmother. Them her best friends.
Say hi, Chris.
And my little sister's here too, everybody.
Hi.
It's a family affair. So before we get into Key with Ree, let's get some commercials. Since we have CB3 Designs here, let's start with her commercial. All right. Tell them about your sale, Mom.
Well, I have a sale going on, spring sale, 15% off. So use the the coupon at the end when you check out CBS 15. 15%. Come on now, buy. I have an Easter hunt on there. I didn't do the traditional Easter because people are at home. So a lot of people aren't in church doing the traditional Easter. So I did an Easter hunt because a lot of people are going to be, even though, we're getting vaccinated and all this, people are still going to be at home doing Easter egg hunts with their Easter dinner. So that's on there. My calendar's on there. 15% off. And I dropped my prices on my digital images. So you're getting like a super sale. You're getting a discounted price and an additional 15%. So come and buy. Yeah. Hang it on your wall. Use it as placemats. Frame it, laminate it. I don't know.
You don't know. You done said a lot.
Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you about CBS. And I got some new stuff coming out. Trending stuff. Surprise. Thanks to BYOK.
Thank you, CBS 3 Designs. We love you.
Yes, I love BYOK.
So you ready to get into some Key with Ree?
Key with Ree.
Yeah. Okay. So my keyword reads are a little different. I couldn't find a lot of interesting column advice, so we're going to go a little different with this. I'm always on Instagram and always finding different little questions. So let's get into it, and we're going to see what Mom's going to say because I love to hear what she has. You're scared? Are you scared? So there was a poll on Hollywood Unlocked saying, "Does wanting nice things make you materialistic?" So I know this probably could be a topic, but I was talking to a friend and I used the word bougie, and she was like, well, bougie has like such a negative connotation behind it, and why is it negative to want nice things? Does that make me, like a uppity person? And I'm like, no, it doesn't make you an uppity person. It's just you're just a person that like materialistic things. Like, what do you think about that?
Bougie, materialistic, and liking nice things are three different beasts. You could be materialistic and just like nice things and not be bougie. You can like nice things. Being bougie is, to me, it has to be name brand. It has to be pricey. Um, Liking nice things can be, like my mask here. This is nice. Didn't cost a lot, but it's nice. The little beaded fancy. It's nice. So this isn't being materialistic. This is like liking something, having something nice. Materialistic is like everything in your life is based off of material things. And that's a danger in that, because you can't buy love, you can't buy peace, you can't buy happiness. So being materialistic can be a little dangerous if you not keeping on the human side of it.
Okay, I like that. And I don't see nothing wrong with liking nice things or liking what you want. I think materialistic is when you only focus on materialistic things. Like, if you're not paying attention, if you're not grateful for like the little things in life, like compared is going, okay, are you okay, Wi-Fi? I don't know what's going on. Okay, all right, so let's go to the next keyword read. That was a pretty quick one. So the next keyword read is still different. It's actually me just wanting to complain, and let me tell you why. Don't judge me. So Rihanna, I love Rihanna. I love Beyonce. I love Rihanna. Rihanna is my number one girl, right? So they just ended it. Do you want to say? Oh, okay. I guess it's done. Okay. So anyway, so Anti has now spent 4 years on the Billboard 200, first album by a black female artist to reach the milestone in the charts history. So Rihanna is great. This is a great celebration for Rihanna. However, she playing with me. Somebody says celebrate by releasing a song. She says, I think I should, but just one though. Rihanna, dear Rihanna, stop playing with my heart. Stop playing with my heart. You're trying to tell me you're going to release a song with, I think, one of the City Girls, which I don't remember which one. I think it's Miami, Young Miami or something. And you're only going to give us that one song? Now, Anti been out for how long? Are you just going to give us one song? I want to keep it real with this because I feel like Rihanna is messing with my heart. Like, I feel like she is. Like, I love her old stuff. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know. Like, the industry is weird without Beyonce, Rihanna. And it's like, who are they leaving us with?
Oh, that young girl that just...
But I mean, like...
I don't know.
The music is just not as edgy. Like they were like women empowerment, and now, I mean, like, what do you know about like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion?
I don't really follow.
So you don't know any of the songs?
mean, I know them, but I can't really just spit out a song they sing. No.
You cannot spit.
But if Rihanna, Beyonce, yeah, you can, you put a ring on. I mean, just give me, I don't, Cardi B and what was the other one's
name? Megan Thee Stallion. Doja Cat.
I'd have to be with you all to hear it and say, oh, who is that? And then Cardi B, oh, okay. So I don't really follow them
But what? Okay, so who were your favorite girls growing up? Like your favorite girl singers
growing up? Aretha Franklin, Stephanie Mills, who? Oh my God. Nat King Cole's daughter.
Natalie Cole.
Yeah, Natalie Cole. Oh my God, it's so many of them. Oh, it's just, those off the top of my head. I mean, real Anita Baker, Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight.
All right.
I mean, hey, the list goes on.
And like comparing that to now, it's just like totally different.
It's totally
like, the
different.
Women empowerment is totally different.
We had like a variety. You guys are kind of like limited.
I agree with you, Jermaine. I think Rihanna is gonna drop her album in the middle of some random night, and the internet is gonna go crazy, and I'm gonna be one of those people going crazy with it. If Rihanna does that for me, oh my God, I would love her forever. I just want one more album. That's all I'm asking her for is one more album. And Rihanna is my, I love Gladys Knight with my core. But like as a kid, like Rihanna, like from Pond the Replay all the way up to You Needed Me. Like I love Rihanna. Yeah. I simply love her. So
I didn't follow her like that.
So I need her to quit playing with me. That's all I'm saying. Like quit playing games with my heart. I know that's Backstreet, but I feel like she needs to quit playing with me. Like that's how I feel about it. Anyway, let's get into another commercial.
Treasure Glitz customizes STEM and stemless glasses, mugs, shot glasses, you name it. I love showing off my personalized glasses. She has customized glasses for personal use and even for the Be Your Own Kind podcast. Customized drinkware is great for standing out at your event or relaxing in style at home. So order your item by calling or texting 708-299-7555 or by visiting the Treasure Glitz Facebook page.
All right, with Treasure Glitz, get into that. Please let her know that I sent you when you go over there. She got some brand new stuff going on up over there, so go visit her. Let her know that I sent you, because I just want to know that people are looking at Treasure Glitz thanks to BYOK. So let's do that. Let's support Treasure Glitz. All right, Ma, you ready for the next segment?
Let's go.
All right, so now we're going to do What's the 411?
I got it going on.
All right, Mom. So what's the 411? I don't know if you remember this. Now, what I remember before I get into this is every Sunday, like after church, we would watch Nickelodeon. Remember that?
Yeah.
And my mom used to be so upset about Guts, like just like mad. She was like, they did all of that for a rock, like a little shiny rock.
Shiny rock. Yeah.
Yeah. So me and Mom used to watch it. I don't know if you remember Kel. Remember the show Kenan and Kel?
Yes, I do.
With the orange soda and this and that. Okay.
Yes.
So he is part of my What's the 411.
That's Kel.
That is Kel. He done got big. He's also from Chicago, which is also great. So Kel is in a little bit of trouble, though. This is not good news. Oh. So his ex-wife, Tisha Hampton, says he owes her $1.2 million in unpaid child support and tax debt. I don't know why he owed her taxes, but so American actor Kel Mitchell is being accused by his ex-wife, Tisha Hampton, of owing her $1.2 million in unpaid child support and tax debt. Kel Mitchell and actress Tisha Hampton married in 1999, divorced in 2005. Let's get to the point. Who cares? They shared 2 kids together. One is 19 and one is 21 years old. Yet she still wants the child support. They super grown.
Yeah, super grown.
So recently, his ex-wife took to her social media accounts and called out her ex-husband for allegedly being a deadbeat dad over the years. She also said that Kel Mitchell's tax debts led to her being incarcerated. Oh, wow. So she created a TikTok video where she accused Kel of buying a home worth $800K last year, even though he hasn't paid her this $1.2 million. So he's 42 years old now, Ma. Wow. No, she's 42 years old. The 42-year-old actress shared the video to her IG page along with more details. So she says to him, pay your ex, Kel. I'm no longer going to be a victim. I'm collecting everything I'm owed. If you are a fan of his, let him know. You can't be a man of God and not take care of your past responsibilities. You cannot continue being a hypocrite. Part 2 will explain how I went to jail for his IRS tax debt. Yep, I'm spilling it all until I get my money. Let him know you can't do this to your kids, and like her kids grown, man, you make him accountable. In a second video, she kept sharing it, and this is really long. So then they told us to check out the full story, but I kind of feel like that's the full story.
I mean, what else do we need to know?
So here's the thing about this culture now. Like a lot of exes and a lot of Kirk Franklin last week. They're just going public with this stuff instead of like going to court and like picking up the phone.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure they have each other's phone number because they share 2 kids or whatever.
Right.
Like, what are your thoughts on it?
I mean, first of all, how do you get behind $1.2 million in child support? I mean, the average person would have stopped it at $200-$300.
But you got to remember, this is Kel Mitchell. He was on Nickelodeon, and he also like at the moment executive produced a lot of Nickelodeon shows, so he has money.
I understand that, but I still, even with money, I don't understand why people still can't pick up the phone and settle things without airing everything to everybody, because we don't really need to know this.
And really, do you think his fans really gonna do this though? Especially me. I love Kel Mitchell. I grew up with Kel Mitchell. Oh, orange shoulder, here we go again. Like, I love Kel Mitchell. I'm never gonna do this.
Yeah, people, when you're a fan of someone, you really don't. Their personal life and what they do, I mean, unless it's just something outlandish, and I won't say any names.
Kind of outlandish.
It's outlandish, but I mean, he's still going to have fans. He's still going to have his fan base.
But here's the thing: if you messing up his money, now what if this messed up his contracts with Nickelodeon? Then you're messing up his money and the money he is giving to his kids. And I think we should hear from the kids too. Like, did they suffer? Did they not eat? Did they not whatever? And yes, granted, you are supposed to pay what's owed. You are supposed to pay. I do. Okay, so Kristen knows about Kel too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I love her.
I mean, I love those two, him and Keenan. I mean, I don't know. I just think, I mean, I'm old school. I think that we talked about this before, of celebrities just sharing, putting all their things out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is something, they have 2 kids together. Obviously, at one time they liked each other. So it's like, why can't they communicate with each other without trying to take somebody else down? Yeah, he needs to pay his child support, but why do we all have to know about it?
That's true, because it's just another way to embarrass somebody. And this isn't even nothing we've heard about.
Right.
I just happened to be scrolling and was like, what's Kel up to? And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's just like,
he done bought too much orange soda and he ain't paying his
right. It's just like all the things they have out about all these people. Are we really, just gonna just not be their fans anymore because they made a bad choice? Yeah, pay your child support. I'm not saying I'm not against that, but I mean, I just don't think it should be blasted everywhere. That's my bottom line. I just don't think it should be blasted. Right. Is that gonna make him pay any faster?
Well, I mean, this whole show is about people exposing and how does stuff like this affect people's brand. Like the later person we about to talk about, like he's like a relationship person, and come to find out he's cheated on his wife, and people on the Essence magazine is like, what is the black women supposed to do now for advice? Like, people really be hinging on people's word, and so it doesn't leave them room to make mistakes. But this is a childhood person.
Right.
This is a childhood person, so I don't see how...
You and Kristen grew up with him.
Right.
In a different era.
She's mad and wants to go public to know that's what it was. Exactly. She's upset.
Yeah, she's upset.
And I feel like sometimes social media is dangerous, because here's the thing. You can social media is great for non-confrontational people.
Yes.
Because you could just go and, and another thing. And I bet you they have seen each other time and time again. And she waited to do this on social media. He must have said something to her.
That made her mad.
Yep. It made her mad. Just point blank.
Social media can be very dangerous at times.
It can. So it's like, I mean, I feel like, did the kids say something? I don't know, but I hope they settle it. I mean,
I hope they settle it too.
I really do. So anyway, let's go to commercial before we go to the next thing. That one was kind of
yes.
Yes. Okay. So get into the Lavish experience with Lavish Look by Miss Metchi. If you use my code BYOK, you get 15% off sunglasses. We all about sales today. All about sales today, right? So let's go to the next what's the 411? This one has nothing to do with a celebrity, but this is something I've almost always wanted to do with my student loans. So a job paid Georgia man $91,515 in oil covered pennies dumped on his driveway.
Hey, I'll take straight to the bank. I'm sorry.
You don't even care.
I don't even care. All covered, slide covered. It's okay. I'll take the little to the bank at a time. Clean the oil up, dump them in the tub, and clean them. Yes, okay. I'm good with that.
Oh my God.
Okay, it's that would be fine with me. 91,515 in oil covered pennies. Bring it on.
That's fine with you.
That's fine with me.
So a man from Fayetteville, I don't know, Georgia, said his last paycheck from his former employer came in the form of over 90,000. No, they greased the pennies. 90,000 grease covered pennies.
It's okay.
So Andreas Flatten said he left his job at BYOK Walker Auto Works in November 2020. He said he was supposed to get his final paycheck, but was having difficulty getting it. Flatten said he even contacted the Georgia Department of Labor to get help. Flatten said in the mid-March he finally received the $915 he was owed, but it was not in the form he was expecting whatsoever. Flatten said, why do I keep saying Flatten? He said he was leaving his home to go to the store when he noticed the pile of oil-covered pennies in the driveway. He said on top of the pile was an envelope that said F you, followed with his last pay step. This is a childish thing to do, Flatten said. The pennies now sit in a wheelbarrow inside his garage. The weight of the pennies have deflated the tires of the wheelbarrow. They bought, do you know how much a wheelbarrow costs? If I've done my math correctly, 91,515 pennies should come out to be about at 2.5 grams each, about 504 pounds, Flatten said. Flatten said his new routine consists of sitting in his garage at night and cleaning off the pennies with a solution of dish soap, vinegar, and water. Even with the solution, it's hard to get the pennies clean. He said it took him about an hour and a half to clean off several hundred. I think this is going to be a lot of work for money I've already worked for. It's going to be hours upon hours of just thing to clean this money up so it's even able to be spent. It's definitely not fair at all. He said he's concerned the oil and the grease will be harmful to the environment.
Okay. I mean, I'm not to cut you off. It was childish, but I mean, it's.
Janai said he'll be a coin star every day.
He'll be a coin star every day. I mean, but that was childish to do, but I mean.
So according to Fox 5, the business owner said over the phone he paid Flatten in U.S. currency and did not want to be a part of the story.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So you don't even care that it's in pity for?
I mean, it's a pandemic.
I would be so heated.
Why
would you do this?
I would be heated, but I would clean those pennies up. I'm not going to even lie to you. I'd clean those pennies up. I can see Kristen now.
Do they necessarily have to be clean in order for him to cash it in, though?
I don't know if you can dump that kind of thing in the coin star machine. I don't know if it has to be. I don't know. I've never did greased coins in the coin.
I always wanted to pay my student loans back in pennies, though.
See, you just like the employer.
But I wouldn't grease the pennies, though.
I don't get the greasing part of it. I don't really get the pennies either.
That just takes a lot of energy to pay somebody money that you owe.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
Let's get into a commercial.
Do you find yourself overwhelmed with small business tasks? Well, Be Your Own Kind Freelancing is here to take the weight off. We specialize in assisting businesses with various administrative duties, HR consulting, online marketing, and editing services for podcasters and YouTubers. If you have a need we haven't mentioned, contact us to see if we can help. For more information, email us at info@beyourownkind.com. Leave the tedious tasks with us and take your time back.
Alrighty. So our topic tonight is Derrick Jaxn, when accountability goes south. So I didn't know nothing about this dude, but apparently he is the one that coined the phrase "black men don't cheat," and everybody was like following suit with this. I watched a couple of his videos this weekend. I mean, not this weekend, this week, and he was like delving out a lot of giving out a lot of advice, like don't do this and don't waste people's time and like information for single women and mothers and stuff like that. So he was very influential in the black community, apparently. The grease is to make them stick together. I'll be mad at that, but hey, they are bathtubs. Put some water and some Clorox and let's go to corn. Why is he individually cleaning those panties? That's a great point. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Unwind with Tasha K, but she came out with an interview, which I'm not gonna play because she liked to flag people. She came out with a video talking about, exposing him. She had a couple of mistresses, and one of the mistresses is supposed to be pregnant and this and that. So apparently Derrick Jaxn and his wife have been separated on and off, and she was aware of all of this. So there's a lot of footage on this, and we're not gonna go through all of it, but I just want to play some of this stuff because I'm like, is this for real? And this has been, like, you could tell news is slow because Derrick Jaxn has been everywhere that I've been. And I want to highlight the responsibility of having a platform. I'm a small influencer. However, if I'm telling you guys something, that's why I'm transparent. I never say that I'm perfect or nothing else. And I try to give advice that I've experienced before, and if I haven't, I'll find somebody that experienced it because I don't want to mislead you and make you think I'm somebody that I'm not. And I feel like this is when accountability went wrong. This was the first thing that he did wrong, Ma. You have any comments before I keep going?
None.
Okay, so this is the first thing he went wrong. He did a reaction video to his exposure. So he spoke in third person during this whole video, and I feel like that was kind of narcissistic to me because I'm going to say what I think you guys are thinking to kind of deflect off what I did or to kind of get ahead of the story type deal. So we're just going to play the first one because it's a whole bunch of this video, but we're just going to play this and listen to him deflect. Oh, see?
D, I think I want to see a reaction to this video. So let's do it. And by the way, I'm going to speak in third person. A lot of you already seen this, but this is Derrick Jaxn. A lot of people think of him as a relationship expert and guru and all of that. Well, he and his wife are making this video because apparently at some point in their marriage, or maybe even beforehand in the relationship, he didn't take his own advice and he stepped out and he got involved with other women, as you heard them say. Now, upon first impression, nothing really stuck out to me about him, but more so about the wife. Like, I heard her say that she stands with her husband. She's proud
talking about himself.
I heard her say that, this is some time ago. They've already processed this, overcame this, dealt with this a long time ago, and nothing's really new to her. But just by her body language, I was really wondering, like, did he force her to do this video? Like, she looks super uncomfortable, like she doesn't want to be there. But then I watched their live chat that they did right afterwards, and, I kind of caught that this is just a part of her personality, so that kind of explains somewhat of her...
This is deflection. He's just saying what he think we're saying. We're going to get into those videos with his wife because they were weird. So,
This is weird.
Okay. So he's reacting the way he think people should react. And this is deflecting because by doing this, it kind of takes away from what he's done. Yeah. I missed a little part of this. So he has a video which I could not find. I was looking for, but he has a video saying if you're separated, you still need to not have relationships because technically you're married. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that? Oh Lord. Alicia honest. So he was condemning people that were separated, and still having relationships. So that's why people but you said you're not supposed to do this, and that's why I'm saying
it's dangerous to say things, and then
right. So it's like this is when accountability goes south. But is he holding himself accountable? Like if the blogger never came out and exposed him, would he even be doing any of this, or would he just continue with his life? So is it transparency, or is it just trying to clean up your brand because you finna lose coins?
Speaking of coins,
you're gonna spend greasy coins, So I mean,
Well, first of all, he's speaking in third
It's
person.
so weird, isn't it?
And that's weird when somebody is speaking of themselves in third person. That's just like really weird. Why can't you just say I, my wife? So it's like he's trying to, like you say, get ahead of the game of what he think that everyone is. I don't know him or anything about him, but the people that do follow him seem like he's trying to get ahead of the game and clean it up a little bit and trying to get into people's minds. But he don't really know how people are thinking.
But here's my thing. But
But-
his whole channel is based off how like people's reactions to things. If a guy's not treating you like this, then he don't care about
I
you.
understand
If a
that.
guy, so he's still trying to use that type of psychology, trying to clear himself up. In my opinion,
that's what he's doing. But you got to do it in third person. No?
how this man
That's
going
so
to comment
confusing.
on his own video?
Okay.
Right, exactly, Bernita. He is definitely trying to cover
He's
himself.
trying to cover.
It's so distracting to be talking in third person.
That is
First
so
of all,
distracting. That gave me a headache.
I tried to go through all the videos on there and I couldn't because I'm like,
It's just hard to follow.
but that's the thing. Because now instead of us talking about his infidelity, we're going to talk
Talk
about
about-
how weird that is.
Yeah, exactly. Distraction.
And that's narcissistic to me.
Oh, okay. That too. It's a distraction. What she said. It's a distraction to me.
So let's get into his wife, Mark, because the story.
She in third person too.
No.
Oh, hallelujah.
No, I wish she was. But here, like, okay, so
So this vaccine.
you know how I feel about these ads.
At least now I can.
Okay.
What's going on, guys? Derrick Jaxn here, and today I am joined by my lovely wife, Danae. And we just wanted to address a couple of
That's
things.
a pretty name.
We understand that some of you may have already heard, maybe not, that this chapter of our marriage is one that was preceded by a marriage that I completely failed. And I would say it just started around August, maybe September of last year. But, a lot has been said already about what was the cause and all that other stuff. Some of it is true. Some of it is completely false. But the truth is, and I'm saying it here now, is that Derrick Jaxn was involved with other women outside the marriage. And by
He's still speaking in third person, by the way.
I'm involved, I want to be clear. I'm not talking about just casually kicking it, maybe a lunch or something like that. I'm talking about as serious as sex, to sexual flirtation and meeting up and that kind of thing. And some things that otherwise may be considered okay by some in terms of like just chatting or checking on people or being checked on by people that I've had a previous encounter with. But without my wife's knowledge of it and with us having a sexual history, all of it falls under the umbrella of inappropriate, cheating, affair, stepping out. Definitely not in alignment with the vows that I took, and definitely not in alignment with the biblical standard of what it means to be faithful, which is the standard that I'm going by now. Now, I'm saying this publicly, not because I'm, married to you guys. First and foremost, I'm accountable to God. Then I have to be accountable to my wife, in which we've already had this conversation. I've already told her literally everything. I've given her basically a roll call list. If I've said hello to a woman in the last 12 years of me knowing her, she knows about it. But now that it's been made so public, it's important that I first off let you guys know I do not stand by those actions. I don't want to encourage anybody to do that. And then secondly, I know that I cannot build a platform preaching certain things, preaching against certain things, and then in my real life live contrary to that.
But would he have continued doing that if he didn't get exposed? That's
Now,
why I
that's the
say when
question.
accountability goes off. If he had got ahead of this and did this before he got exposed, I feel like it would have carried some weight.
It would have carried more weight. What do your viewers think?
My viewers got a lot to say. I guess he's mocking the people who saw that video of him and his wife sitting there speaking because everyone was saying she looked like she was being held hostage.
Yeah.
She kind of do look like she being held hostage. She ain't said nothing. And see how he holding her hand tight? She did not want to be there. She didn't. This is embarrassing. First of all, you're not finna embarrass me. You want to get on the video with me, babe? No, I don't. Because this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. And it's so much she didn't care. She ain't got no bra. She don't care. She's over it. When a woman gets on the video and she just say, screw the bra, I don't care. She put on her laundry clothes. She like, I don't care. It's like she's over it. Yeah. And he is holding her hand because if he don't, she may run upstairs.
Nice house, though. I mean, I really kind of like, we need to tell you nonsense. I kind of blink out. I can't really tell you what he said in the last few seconds.
Because it's malarkey.
Because I started looking at the house. I'm like,
oh, Lord.
Nice staircase. Nice.
But he's still getting paid off this because he got over 1 million views.
Yeah.
And Jermaine said, yes, exactly, to distract. I have never heard of him, but this video went viral, and I saw everyone talking about it because of her. Exactly. That's why I talked about it. I'm like, I can't get past this. I wasn't even going to talk about this today. But every day this week, I have been watching a video about him. She looks like she was forced out of bed to sit there with him, and that's all. Yes, it does look like she was forced. She, look at her. If I am over it, had a face.
I'm over it. I'm over him. I'm over it. I'm over it.
So this is the shorter one. Mom's not paying attention, but we're going to give him 1 more minute.
Any amount of time or any length of time to any extent and think that I can't be.
And this whole third person thing is disassociating himself with his actions.
Yeah, now that's a good way to put it. I couldn't think about it.
He's disassociating him with the action. Like, this is out of character for me.
Right.
That's kind of what he's implying with
like
that third person
else.
thing.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, there you go. You put it in
the same way that I appreciate, men and women in this situation need to face consequences.
Look at her face.
Deserve to be held accountable. Guess what? Derrick Jaxn's no exemption.
But is this accountability? This is what I want to talk to y'all about. What is accountability? Is accountability like admitting to your fault before being exposed? Or is it accepting what you did in the past and coming into terms with it and trying? Is it both? What is accountability, though?
Accountability is taking responsibility for your actions.
Is this happening, though?
No.
That's why I said it's going
to me,
south.
no. To me, no.
And why not?
I mean, because he got caught, and now he's talking in third person like he didn't get caught. He's saying that this happened.
Renita too mad. She said, I wonder, did he tell her to put the bonnet on? This, it is BS, because here's the thing.
I mean,
he had a video. I did see one of his videos that was saying, if a woman don't dress, matter of fact, we gonna divert, because it's one of his. And the thing is, he has this as his video as soon as you get on his page. So I feel like everything he doing is super intentional.
So I keep getting tagged.
So watch this. Wait a minute. Let me stop this and go to this right quick, because this is why I think he had her dressed like this, because I really wanted to get into this, because this is ridiculous. Okay, so this is the video when you first. Now this is a 2 year ago video that happens to be the main thing you see when he gets on when you get on there, right? So listen to what he's saying.
Viral meme with people asking me to relay this message to all the women that follow me. And guess what? I will. Ladies out there, please continue putting effort into yourself, and don't just let yourself go after you secure that ring or that relationship title. But if you can't have both good and bad days in
so by saying that, it's like it's giving him an excuse for why he cheated, because she don't keep herself up, you guys. This is why I cheated, because this is how she looked. It's manipulative to me. Like, what do y'all think about that?
Then he's coming back with her sitting on the video after he's saying he's being accountable, and she's sitting there in her laundry outfit.
Right, but he's saying keep yourself up. So, because remember the young lady who got cheated on that was in Waiting to Exhale by Eddie Murphy's wife?
Yeah.
So everybody was like, well, she let herself go. That's why he cheated on her.
That's not an excuse.
That's not an excuse. You talk to her then. Hey, babe, could you dress up a little? You have a conversation. You don't just run out on her.
This is kind of extreme.
Well, she's a comedian.
Oh, okay.
A relationship, like you can't be comfortable in front of your man sometimes, then either you need to loosen up, or if it's because of him, he needs to grow up, or the both of y'all just need to break up, because you're missing out on one of the best benefits of being in a long-term relationship, which is having somebody that you can be comfortable in front of, that can see you at your highs and your lows and still love you all the same. Because you're going to have them emotionally, financially, and physically. Sometimes you're going to be happy. Sometimes you're going to be sad. Sometimes you're going to have money. Sometimes you're going to be broke. Sometimes you're going to be on your next top model, rip the runway flow. And then other times you're going to be tore the fuck up, which is okay. That's a part of being grown. That's a part of being human. But if you got a man that you love all the same, even though he take off that fitted hat and you see his runaway hairline, or he don't always cut his toenails on time, so he be scratching you up under the covers, or he wear his basketball shorts as underwear, then go right on to the gym the next day and hoop because ain't nobody seen them basketball shorts, then come home expecting you to love on his salty dick like it's sugar coated.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay. I didn't.
Okay. You're doing too much.
Sorry, Ma. I didn't see it all the way through.
And that's just way too much. Okay.
But my point is, I think that's why he got her looking like that, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because it gives an excuse. Well, guys, she let herself go. And that's still hypocritical, because you're saying it doesn't matter if you have a bad day, but your wife. First of all, if me and Derrick finna do a public video, he gonna be like, "You wearing that?"
Yeah.
That's actually a reflection of how he feel about her.
Yeah. I've never heard this dude before.
Blink twice if you are in danger, woman.
Right, Jermaine.
She didn't leave. Who's listening to this fool? Seems like somebody trying to hustle quick. Jermaine, I got an email, and we'll do this forever, but I got an email today from Essence.com saying, what is the black woman supposed to do now that Derrick Jaxn has been exposed? Women really, and the women that he was cheating with were women that he was giving advice to through the YouTube channel.
Whoa.
So it's like you prey on people that you knew were vulnerable. You knew what you were doing, and you talking to yourself in third person as if you are a split personality.
Wow. We'll have to finish discussing this over dinner tonight when we go out to eat. Wow.
So we're done with that one, but guess what? They did a live right after that, Ma.
Okay.
And I want you to hear her talking.
Okay,
so
she can talk?
She can talk, but she talked on the other one. So let me see. I don't want to hear him no more. That's enough for him. So I want her to talk.
So a lot of people were asking, like, last year, why
they not holding hands no more.
Going weeks, you're going months without posting.
But look at her body language.
2020, for some people it was a pandemic, but for me, it was my lowest year.
No,
she still don't want to be there.
This is what.
And look at that. If you notice, Ma, her nails are done. So this is not how she normally dressed. Look when she scratched her hand.
No, I saw her nails.
Her nails are done. So she's not just, you know what I'm saying? So that's a person that practiced self-care,
no, I
right?
saw her nails when they were holding each other's hand. That's why,
right.
That's what was throwing me off.
If that's not translating into action in that regard, you need to, one, prioritize that. And
I'm sick of him. Get to her.
Known each other since we were 19.
Okay.
And all the years of doing it wrong, breaking up, getting back together, and all these things that we're never healed from. So we talk about getting into a marriage, never healed from these things, and not having boundaries in place. So a combination of all these things, of course, leads to hurt. But with that, we have to understand as a people that these things lead to bitter roots. They lead to hurt. They spill over into other aspects and areas of our lives. And before we know it, we're drowning. We're never happy. We're never satisfied. So
he nervous.
For him,
know
that looked a certain way. For me, it looked a certain way. But with that, there is hurt. So was I hurt? Absolutely. There was a time that I was hurt. There was a time where I was fed up. I mean, everything that you could think of, I did. I yelled at him. I cussed at him. I called him out of his name. I left these things, and none of that was helpful. None of that was helpful, and it was hurtful. It caused more hurt, more pain, and more damage.
Can I say something? Yeah. And no, I don't want to cut you off.
I don't want to cut you off, but I want to cut you off. And you see the nervousness. Now, this is the same lint that's been on his pants in the first video. Now, all of a sudden, he's a lint roller.
These people, social media is sometimes make you want to bring back the rotary phone.
Is this accountability? I feel like she's holding herself accountable. I yelled at him. I cursed at him. I was hurt. But see, this is not making him look good. So, can I cut you off? And I just want to know the first couple of words he finna say.
But I think in that time, even though I can appreciate you taking accountability for that,
I can appreciate you taking accountability for that. Not, I'm sorry I put you through that. That is classic narcissism, Ma. What do you think?
Yeah.
Jermaine says he gives me wife beater vibes. She's a mess, he's a liar, and anybody actually looking for him for advice is a fool. You think that, Ma?
Jermaine?
You think that?
Yeah, because she's there's something going on now.
It ain't right.
You just ain't right. Something is not right with the whole dynamic of their relationship.
You want to see some more?
Jermaine.
We got a couple of more minutes. Let's go, Ma.
We got a couple more minutes.
Jermaine.
I think it was totally I think it was justified to feel what you felt and express it in whatever way it came to you.
Definitely.
She said definitely it was.
She said,
I mean, you're talking about other women, being with you.
Right.
Excuse me.
Now, how come she can't curse? But the last video we saw, it was very explicit.
He was too explicit for me. It's like, yeah.
Right.
But
you're talking about that. You're talking about things that I have seen.
Look at his body language. Body language is louder than verbal any day. Look at his body language.
That I have seen.
He wasn't fidgeting when he was talking
to the public. I have seen things, and yes, I acted on that anger. So this is not something that I.
You notice her eyebrows done, right?
Yeah, she's very groomed.
She's groomed. That's why this didn't match.
Didn't feel any type of way. Where I'm at now is only by the grace.
Okay, that's enough. So she was. She's okay. I don't think my mom can take it anymore. Jermaine said that's enough of this.
No.
So I wanted to get into this because it's like, what is accountability?
Yeah, let's go there.
Should be gone by summer. Okay, so then now the shade room, and I promise you this is the end of this, and then we could get into this, but I feel like we did get into this. So Denia, I might be saying it wrong. She had something to say on her own because people were like criticizing her about her appearance and by her sticking with her husband. Now, here's the thing. Some marriages do survive infidelity when the party is made accountable, counseling and things like that. Like some relationships actually survive infidelity.
Is not the be all do all.
It's not the be all do all for some people. Her sticking by her husband, I can't fault her for that because at the end of the day, it's a marriage and nobody can tell you to leave.
This comment here,
she says, this makes me so sad. Her husband has programmed her. She is completely brainwashed. It's almost scary. Do you guys think she brainwashed though?
Something's not right with the dynamic of this relationship.
So he was looking at her. Please don't say too much. I hope this is real because there are people out here in a real situation. Exactly. Right. I do hope this is real. And if he's not physically abusing her, is he verbally abusing her?
Something's not right. I never want to see him again.
Because she's still wearing this hat and no bra. And it looked like she just put a shirt over the shirt that she had on recently.
Yeah.
So here we go. Oops. You know I never do that. How do you start over? Let me see. Let me do that.
Let those who... This is a spiritual warfare. And if you are not prepared and you do not know what to do, you will drown and you will be a casualty in this war. I did not come here to play games and to play dress up. I came here in my battle suit. I came here on the battleground covered in the blood of Jesus. I received the anointing of the warrior and I spilled the blood of the enemy. You see a bonnet, I see the helmet of salvation. You see an army green shirt, I see the breastplate of righteousness. I see the belt of truth, the sandals of peace, the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, and the shield of faith. And I've come to the battleground, covered in the blood of Jesus, to proclaim victory over sin.
But this is not a laughing matter, though. Like, it's almost like, what's happening?
For those of you who believe, this is a spiritual
Wait, I can't hear that again.
Let those who have an ear, let them hear.
Hear what?
You came for gossip. I came with the gospel. You came to blame. I came to slay with the power of the Holy Spirit. And I take authority as my master has given me, because behold, I have seen Satan fall like lightning. I have given you authority to trample over snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the powers of darkness. Nothing by any means shall harm you. And I come trampling over snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the powers of darkness that wants
Jermaine and Kristen are making
suck
jokes.
up marriage and divide the house of God and divide the men and women of God from each other. Some of you don't understand this because you don't have kingdom thinking. You don't know kingdom principles and you don't know how to act and walk in kingdom. What
the problem that I have with that is she's using religion to kind of base why she's still with him, you know.
She's using religion to give him an excuse for what he did.
you don't have kingdom thinking. Now,
thinking.
it's one thing to stay with your husband because you want to.
Yeah,
but don't make a person feel bad because they don't want to stay or say you don't have kingdom thinking.
Right.
If you're standing by, hey, look, I don't dress up. I ain't want to. I don't like what my husband, did or whatever. I prayed on it. God has equipped me spiritually to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's all. So is she even holding herself accountable?
There is no accountability going on anywhere in this relationship.
There's some R. Kelly keeping them stuck in the house and making them read flashcards and stuff. You know what? She could be reading. Did she ever move her eyes?
No, she's dead. She's just looking straight ahead. I don't know. After tonight, I never have to even see his name again.
I'm trying not to, but now they're trying to say she's in a cult and all types of stuff.
We really don't know what's going on because it has gone from bad to worse.
Right. God give us wisdom because what is going on. And y'all know how I am with the definition. So before we go, we just got to have a little lesson here. So accountability is the fact of condition of being accountable. Responsibility.
That's what I said.
Yeah, responsibility. So it's like
it's holding yourself responsible for your actions, past, present, future. I mean, holding yourself accountable. I did this. I can't blame my actions on anyone else, any circumstance, any situation. I did this because I did it.
Right. And Jermaine is saying he's standing behind the camera. Jermaine, you got to limit your Tyler Perry. But she could be doing this because...
What was that noise in the background?
Right. This is real life situations where women are in this stuff. Is this a protect Black woman moment?
You know what? It went from bad to worse for me. From the third person to her holding up the Bible on something that... I mean, I don't know. It went from bad to worse for me. She seems like she was programmed to me. Him talking in third person puts the shift on whomever he was putting the blame on. Definitely not himself.
Right.
He's saying, and they're leading us to believe that this happened before they were married. If it happened before they were married, what is the big thing of even showing any accountability? This happened while they were together. It had to have. Because if it happened before, what's there to address?
Right.
I mean, if I'm sure they both had relationships before they got married.
Well, 19. So even if they did, was it real relationships? Because this is like a teenage
like romance, and then they got married.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So this is why
people got to be careful when they out here telling people things. That's all I'm saying. You have to be careful. What the word you all use? Influencers.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to be very careful on the influencers. I mean, you have to be. This is just like this could lead someone astray. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and
it could lead someone that's really dealing with a real life situation, and they look at this. It could really lead them.
My little niece.
There goes, hey Zoe.
Yeah.
It could really lead them on a serious note. It could really lead them astray. It could really. This is a matter of life and death. Right. To some people, I mean, to real life situations, and you can't play around with this kind of thing.
Say hey, Zoe. Say hey. Zoe, don't be listening to crazy YouTubers, okay? Yeah. So yeah, I do believe that the girl needs help.
Yeah.
She's clearly being abused in some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is why I said, you okay?
She don't want to go.
This is why I said when accountability goes left or south.
Yeah.
This is when way south.
Yeah. You got to be careful.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you guys got any more comments on that before we leave? I'm going to play one more commercial and we're going to... This is a weird note. We're going to...
Yeah, this was a weird...
Yay!
Right.
So you guys, this has been a show. I normally don't just talk about like one person like that. You want to get down? Okay. I normally don't talk about. Oh, you alright? Talk about one person like this instance, but I just kind of felt like this is when accountability it just goes south.
Yeah, that whole thing kind of like I don't know.
Yeah, so you guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I got to get back on the advertisement because we've been stuck at 104, but that's okay. I saw somewhere that it takes about 5 years for you to get to 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, we're gonna do it before.
So I'm gonna just continue stuffing it on TikTok. If you are in a business, I got this tidbit from another small business. If TikTok will grow like your business, and like my Instagram have like the Instagram Reels and the TikTok, they really help grow your business and bring awareness. Like I feel like if I'd have did the, I need to do the live everything on TikTok. Like it really does boost your business. Speaking of abuse, you need to talk about that A Horrible Aretha miniseries. Now, my mother seen that.
I saw the whole, Jermaine, we have to talk about that. That's going to have to be another topic.
Well, the family didn't want that to go out. They did not approve that because they felt it was a lot of false information on there. But maybe just information that the family didn't want to get out. Either way, the family is boycotting that movie. And Mom, just tell us a little bit about how you felt about the miniseries.
First of all, the miniseries was more on her father than him. And yes, everyone has human frailties, but I feel they took it just a little bit too far with him being a man of God. He was a great man. Was a great man of God, and that didn't make him perfect. And sometimes you just don't need to air out things. Things happen in families. We all have skeletons in our closet. We all have things that we just don't tell anybody. It's always between us and God. And so some things, I think they went just too far with the portrayal of her father. I think they just should have kept, whoever wrote that and produced it, they just should have kept some of that. They could have just elaborated a little bit, even on her character. They could have just touched on it, but they just went in. You know what I'm saying? To me, some of it was like a character assassination. Focus on her talent, focus on her singing, focus on her climb to stardom, focus on him mentoring him. Don't focus on their demons. Don't focus on all of that we didn't need to know. I'll just put it like that. In that movie, it's just things that we didn't need to know.
And Jermaine said the casting was horrible. Aretha wasn't nowhere in there, but I didn't know she had 2 kids by 14. Oh, she kept those kids?
Yes.
And they were allegedly from her dad or Sam Cooke or
I don't know who. They never said who the father was, but it was rumors going on when they were both alive. So I'm not getting into that because I don't know what happened. I wasn't there.
But how come it's not about her stardom? She's the queen of soul, right?
I'm with you, Jermaine. They focus more on the negative part of her dad and her growing up more so than they did on her rise to stardom. I feel they should have, if it was named Aretha, it should have been about Aretha, not about all the extra stuff that went on, with her family. Touch on things, but don't just make that they made that the whole movie. They made that the star of the movie. They took away from her greatness and her stardom, because I love Aretha. And so they took away from, they just took away from her, I felt. So yeah, I watched it. I should have stopped, but I got, you start watching something, you go in. So I watched it all the way to the end because I really wanted to stop watching it. But then, that part of you just want to know how it's going to end. I mean, I was like Tuesday in. It was over Wednesday, so I couldn't stop. So I agree, Jermaine. What did he say?
I'm sure the movie coming out that Aretha authorized won't be scandalous regarding her father.
Yeah.
I mean, because at the end of the day, it's still her father.
It's still her father. And I mean, they just assassinated him in that movie. I don't know if somebody was mad at him or what.
I think they just wanted to turn, because all of this stuff was secret. We only knew about her voice.
Right. We only knew about her voice. And it's like they just want to tarnish her and her character You know, I mean, I don't know, by way of association with her father, I just think they went too far. Whoever wrote that, I just think they went too far. That's my opinion as a miniseries movie watcher. That's just my opinion only. You know, as me watching it, I just didn't like a lot of what I saw.
So it's another protect black women thing. Like if she was, and I don't want to make it about that, but if she was another color, do you think they would have exposed all about her, where they talked about her?
I mean, we have the one who slept with the president, and she was glorified for that. You know who I'm talking about?
Lewinsky?
No. What's her name?
Who?
Kennedy.
Oh, Marilyn Monroe.
Right. She became a star because of that. It wasn't, they didn't make it a scandal because he was married and she was talking to him. You understand what I'm saying? So they glorified that. You know, that she was a star because of that. You know, that they said that and it was like, oh, by the way, that's what she did. Everybody know that's what she did. It's okay. Okay.
She dated Dr. King. Wait a minute. She dated Martin Luther King?
In this movie, that's how they kind of made it seem. And so then
they're just trying to say she was promiscuous?
So then now we get into another thing. Then we going into his character. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, he was known to step out on Miss Coretta.
That's okay, but I don't care. I don't got no about all that.
Because he was part of the civil rights movement. Like, it kind of diminishes the impact.
Right. When you do good for somebody, your good stands for itself. Even with the father plaguer thing. Whatever, 40 years ago, whatever he did, it doesn't take away the good that he's done for people. Whatever happened in her family doesn't take away from her being a magnificent business-minded black artist. Doesn't take away from her gift. It doesn't take away from that. It just doesn't. So you can't let your good be ill spoken of. You understand what I'm saying? That doesn't diminish, her. So that's why I'm saying they went too far. You know. And those of us that love Aretha, God bless her soul, she ain't here to defend herself. You know, I still love Aretha. All that happened. If it happened, it happened. If it didn't, it didn't. To me, it doesn't take away from her gift. God gifted her with a great, fantastic voice, a talent. You know, she wanted to help people in the movement. Just things she did. She did a lot of good. So, you know, don't take that other stuff and then just cover it up.
Make me want to make a video about it just to talk about. And like eventually I'll start this segment where it's called Here Are Your Roses. And I'm going to talk about people that made an impact, and I'm not going to talk about the negativity at all, because I feel like with these celebrities, we only highlight the negative. We never highlight the impact that they had. They're human at the end of the day.
Perfect example, the Billie Holiday movie that came on. That was a great movie to me. I liked it better than I did Lady Sing the Blues, because I learned things about her, positive things about her that I didn't know. I didn't know that they were just on her like that, and they just were riding her. And you know, they always say, you know, she did drugs, she did this, but I mean, you know, like Aretha, she stopped drinking, and I mean, she didn't have any abusive things that could have took her over. She didn't do it. But Billie Holiday, they showed another light of her that Lady Sing the Blues didn't show. I learned a lot about her, positive things about her through her addiction. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, everything good ain't bad and everything bad ain't good. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a level and all. So, you know, when we watch these things, you know, we have to, you know, we all have our perceptions, but we also, you know, when things I think are taken out a little out of context.
I agree with what you're saying. I didn't, and she died with handcuffs on. They handcuffed her to the bed. Right.
You know,
but in Lady Sings the Blues, she was just battling an addiction. Everybody knew she was battling addiction, but she went to jail off of government enforcement, not because of her addiction. They did a war on drugs when it was convenient for them.
Exactly.
Because of the song.
They didn't want the song.
And she didn't quit singing it.
She didn't quit singing the song because, you know what? That song meant something to her, and she wanted to get the message out.
Right, and she had a really bad childhood.
Yeah, she had a very bad childhood. So that movie, I mean, so here we go, you know, flipping, flopping. They portrayed her as, you know, whoever wrote that showed another side of her. Because in Lady Sing the Blues, all we saw was a talented person struggling with drugs. They never went on the back end to say what kept triggering her to do drugs. These were triggers.
Right.
They kept triggering her to do drugs.
Right.
And everybody's not strong enough just to, just deal with conflict without a little help. You know what I'm saying? So
well, mother kicked her out.
Yeah,
she was abandoned. So she found her security was actually in that. And then she didn't even think she deserved love because she left the good guy for the guy that beat her up and
right.
Yeah, so that we just got to protect our women. And at this point, it ain't even black women. We just got to protect women. Because Britney Spears. It's just so.
It's always everybody always. Sensationalism. Why is it that we will watch something bad about somebody and then if they talking good about them, it's boring. We want to turn the channel. But
didn't we kind of do that today with Derrick Jaxn? Like, if this didn't happen, would he have been a topic on my show?
I never heard of him.
Me neither.
And
he worse than Kevin Samuels. Don't let me get into Kevin Samuels.
And I still haven't heard of him because after today, that's enough for me. I don't have to even. That's it for me. That whole thing there, not my cup of tea.
Okay.
Not my cup of tea.
Well, Mom.
Well,
you were on my show in part. This is your second time doing this, though.
Yes, it is.
We did this for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
You want to do another podcast episode for Mother's Day?
Yes, let's do it.
Oh, okay. So
2021 Mother's Day, I'll be back.
And I did one with my dad too for Father's Day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it's you got to give the roses while they're here. I love my parents so much, and I'm so grateful to have my parents in the land of the living. So do this as much as you can and spend time with your parents as much as you can because they're not here forever. But now I have a video and podcast episodes with my mom.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to live life like it's our last time. I know that might sound daunting, but it's actually liberating, because if we make every moment special, then you won't feel bad when you didn't make it special.
Right.
So,
that's how I feel about my mom.
Right.
Yeah.
So, awesome show. Cause thank you, Bernita. Thank you so much for everybody that viewed. Thank you, Jermaine. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Nita.
Yes. And until next time, don't forget, you already know to be your own kind and be kind to each other. Bye. Bye.